Hey YouTube, Satoshi Matrix here yet again bringing you another video. Welcome to Uncommon Games Showcase, the series where I showcase uncommon games that you probably haven't played before. This is the Game Boy version of Tetris, instantly recognizable to an entire generation of gamers. This is the version most people think of when they think of the name Tetris, but in fact this is the final evolution, this is the final stage in an evolution of games based on Tetris. I'm going to be talking about three versions for the original Nintendo Entertainment System, or Japanese Famicom. Everybody knows about Nintendo's official release that they released coinciding with the Game Boy version. Fewer people know about Tengen's unofficial release that they thought they had the rights to. And even fewer people know about the Japanese Famicom version released by Bulletproof Software in Japan. I'm going to be showing off all three versions on this this AV Famicom, and I'm going to be showing off their differences, their strengths, and giving you a final verdict on which version of Tetris for the original 8-bit system is the better version. So first, I'm going to be showing off the Nintendo version. So let's grab my connector, plug it in. Okay. Turn on the telly, flick it on, and there we go. This version was released by Nintendo in 1989. Interestingly, this version of Tetris features music that people would not normally associate with Tetris. It does not actually feature the very popular Russian folk song Kolobienniki, or translates to Peddlers, which is the song that most people would recognize from the Game Boy version and expect from a Tetris game. Odd that Nintendo's official release is the only version that doesn't have it. Now, you know how Tetris works. You drop the box down, form lines, they disappear, and all that's left is what you didn't clear. It's a very visceral game, and, you know, it's very enjoyable, very addicting. Alright, so there's Nintendo Tetris. The most common one. Take that out. Okay, next. The Tengen version, which was released by Atari, by the Atari's division Tengen. This is more rare and rather unusual. There's a documentary that you can check out from the BBC called Tetris from Russia with Love that explains the horrible legal actions that occurred because there were so many versions of Tetris and who had the rights and who didn't. And it turns out Tengen did not have the rights. But they produced a version of Tetris anyway. And because of its rarity, prices are rather high for it. You can expect to pay between $60 to $70 for a Tengen version of Tetris. Let's turn it on. Alright. This version of Tetris has many more options than the Nintendo one. The Nintendo one has the A and B types that were featured in the Game Boy version, but does not actually have a two-player mode, which the Tengen version clearly does. It also has a cooperative mode and a versus computer and with computer mode. These are very strange modes. The cooperative is just bizarre. You can be in this mode. You'll have two blocks that are falling down, and player 1 moves one block, player 2 moves the other block. You can even play it with the computer. Very, very odd. The AI isn't so great at guessing what to do, especially if you're fast. I'll let the computer do what it wants. Because this version of Tetris has so many features, I think this one is clearly better than the Nintendo one. But still, there's another version of Tetris that I want to take a look at. So there's Tengen's Tetris. Finally, let's take a look at Bulletproof Software's version of Tetris that was released exclusively in Japan. Since this is a Famicom, I don't need a converter when running it. So let's turn it on. Alright, let's do stage 0, round 3. So yeah, it's another version of Tetris. But if you actually play this game, you'll quickly realize that there is a problem with this version of Tetris. And that being the controls. Now, you might be wondering, how can you screw up the controls of Tetris? Well, apparently Bulletproof Software found a way. You move the block around by pressing down. And the button actually makes it just drop right away. The B button doesn't do anything. Start pauses it. Select does nothing. Or select actually displays the next block. Why would you want it off? I don't even. So yeah, you can only turn it one way, and the only button that does it is down. Left and right moves it left and right. Up does nothing. And that's it. It's Tetris that with bad controls. I'm screwed. But yeah, there's just a quick look at 3 versions of Tetris for the original Nintendo Entertainment System and Famicom. Overall, I feel the Famicom version, while interesting, is clearly the worst version of Tetris I've ever played because of the controls. Pressing down to move your block, to rotate your block, I should say, and not being able to change the speed at which the blocks fall, and only pressing the A button to make them drop immediately, makes the controls so bad that this version is not the one I prefer. Nintendo's official version of Tetris is a great game, great version of Tetris, but it sadly lacks 2-player support. And playing Tetris against somebody else, especially someone who's good at Tetris, is the reason why you play Tetris. Because there are some amazing Tetris players out there, let me tell you. So this version, because of its lack of a 2-player support, it's sort of middle of the road. I really would like a 2-player mode. I know that there's a hack of this game that does offer that now, but it's sort of 20 years too late. So yeah, that's disappointing. On the other hand, Tengen's version of Tetris, despite its rarity and price, offers a plethora of modes and also has the most detailed graphics, and also has the music that you'd want to hear from a Tetris game. This version has the really unusual stance of taking versus computer and then with computer and cooperative play. That's just really bizarre. I don't even think modern versions of Tetris offer that kind of mode. Yeah, I like this version of Tetris so much, in fact, that when I wrote my top 100 NES and Famicom editorial last year, I named this one in the top 10. I'll leave my link to my my little mini written review in the description below. So if you want to check out my top 100 list, I really would appreciate it because I spent quite some time on that. Alright, so that's 3 versions of Tetris for the original Nintendo and Famicom. So again, guys, if you like the series, please give it a like and subscribe. Also, check in the video description below for previous entries in this series. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.